with another good showing tonight.
Last night, the Pirates had many contributors, but Andrew McCutchen shone brightly, and he had a wink for one of his teammates. Not one, but 2 home runs on the night. Yeah, he told Gregory Polanco he'd do that, and he and the Pirates won 4 in a row for the first time in front of the Cup. And tonight, the drive for 5 as they try to sweep the Colorado Rockies. And welcome into the booth. Joe Block and Bob Walk with you here this evening as the Pirates dealing the Rockies their first road series loss of the season last night. And the Pirates doing so with Garrett Cole's fine outing, John Jaso the pinch hit home run, but Andrew McCutchen continues to be one of the best hitters in baseball right now.
Absolutely, and I'll tell you what, one of the things that I see when I know he is back, he's starting to bring back some of that showmanship, you know, I mean, and that really tells you that he is feeling good, he's feeling confident, and why shouldn't he feel confident? Look at these numbers since May 26th. He's hitting almost 400, OPS up over 1,200. It is really amazing, and it's not a coincidence. What is the offense as a whole doing? They're coming along right with him.
And also for the Pirates, they'll get a boost tonight as we look at our Allegheny Health Network injury update. Good news is the starting catcher is back. Francisco Cervelli in the lineup tonight.
He's always one of the favorites of everybody to watch. He plays with such passion. It's going to be, I think, interesting to see how rusty he might be. You know, he's been out of there for a little bit. Going to get back there. The pitching's on a roll. Hopefully he can keep cool on his little roll.
Yeah, the Pirates have had 3 very good starts here in a row, and Chad Kuhl will be his battery mate tonight. Can the Pirates sock the Rocks with a 3-game sweep? We'll find out next, right here on Root Sports. A great day for everything here, sports in the Berg, and the Penguins, of course, with the Stanley Cup parade all throughout downtown here this morning and early afternoon. I thought that was so cool of Sid and some of the other guys to pass the cup around to folks waiting there all day. And another welcome. A welcome back to Francisco Cervelli, back in the lineup after being on the concussion disabled list. He's back in the starting lineup, back behind the dish tonight.
They took that shot to the chin. It really, you could see when it happened. It staggered him. If it wasn't for the umpire, he would have gone over.
And for the visiting Rockies, managed by Bud Black, Pirates looking for a sweep of Colorado here today. Charlie Blackmon atop the order. He leads baseball with 90 hits and extra base hits as well. DJ LeMahieu second, Arenado third, Reynolds cleaning up with Desmond Tapia, Story Walters, and German Marquez, the rookie pitcher for Colorado.
And there is Chad, and his numbers, ERA's been up there a little high, but he is pitched better than those numbers indicate, and at times he's had some streaks where he's just about unhittable. His fastball's been fantastic this year, and when he combines good control, good location of that fastball with his velocity, and he's been working on that hook, which is an outstanding pitch, but it's all about the control of that stuff.
And we'll see what the battery mate helps him out with here tonight. Max Moroff is in there at short here today as Jordy Mercer gets a day off. Our Honda defense, Adam Frazier, the double play partner, Harrison Bell on the corners there, Jaso, McCutchen, and Polanco in the outfield, and of course Cervelli doing the catching of Chad Kuhl tonight. And Blackmon held hitless yesterday, ending his 10-game hitting streak. It's been something else too to see these Rockies, who came in to the series leading the National League and winning 2 out of 3 road games. Moroff gets action right off the bat. Pirates have taken the first 2 games of this series. They're looking for win number 3. And what are our Rivers Casino tips to win for tonight, Bob?
Well, the first thing, and I've been talking about that command over velocity, is more important that he gets that fastball where he wants to, like the pitch he threw for the ground ball to Blackmon. Beautiful little two-seamer in a perfect spot down and away. That's what he needs to do with consistency. And I think Cervelli's going to have a great first game back tonight. Going to have a good RBI night.
All right, we'll look for that. Going to have him back in this lineup that has.
He's got a flair for those kind of things. I think everybody would agree, and he's going to come back with a big game.
DJ LeMahieu in the number 2 spot for the Rockies. One of the top offenses in baseball. Still in the top 5 in runs per game, but the Pirates have limited them to a total of 4 runs in the first 2 games. 2 apiece. Bud Black, the first-year manager of the Rockies, fine manager, has his club in a virtual tie in first to start the day. All those years managing in San Diego.
Very different Rocky team from what we've seen in the past. Even when they've played well and had good years, they've beat people up at Coors Field and just kind of tread water on the road, but they're playing very good road baseball, not counting the last 2 games.
Yeah, Mark Reynolds, who was with the Rockies last year, he's already ahead in home runs and RBIs from his pace last year. And Kuhl strikes out LeMahieu. And you always like when you have the bases clear for Nolan Arenado, who's coming up next.
Not really a very good location for this. It was upstairs, but that's I guess one of those examples of good stuff. Kind of carrying the day. You don't get every ball that you hang hit really hard. I mean, that's a slider belt high pretty much in the middle of the plate, and he got a strike 3 on it because it's an 88-mile-an-hour slider.
Yeah, Kuhl can work as we've seen. He's touched 100 miles an hour already. But probably best when he works about what he's doing tonight, that 94 to 96. A little sink on it.
I like all the velocity as long as he can throw it where he wants to. That's I don't want him. I want him to learn to throw the ball, that 97 mile an hour fastball, with location. Great weapon if he can do that.
And the weapon that well, you saw firsthand as he was developing it is a curveball that he has unfurled in his last couple of starts.
He's got a real hard biting curveball that he's just trying to kind of get the feel of it. There was a good two-seamer there. He throws his two-seam sinker in the mid-90s, which is hard for that pitch. Wow, there's a 97, and that was located. Cervelli wanted it away. He put it away.
He frustrated Arenado and sent down the Rockies in order. Been swinging the bats well. They've been getting some good pitching lately as well. And the RAV4 lineup for Clint Hurdle tonight. Frazier in there ahead of Josh Harrison, and then Gregory Polanco batting third. John Jaso with that big pinch hit two-run home run last night cleans up. Bell, McCutchen, Cervelli back in there in the 7th spot. Moroff batting 8th, and then Chad Kuhl in the 9th spot. And McCutchen last night with those 2 home runs. German Marquez, one of 4 Rockies in the starting rotation at the moment for Colorado.
You can see his numbers on the year, not too bad. They're really having to rely on some youth, and it's paying off for them.
Yeah, the ERA may be a little misleading because he got off to a rough start. Has pitched better as
that's a great ERA for pitching in Colorado.
That's a good point. Yeah, gone are the days of David Need and Kevin Ritz, and you see now some sinker ballers and some guys that keep it, or try to keep it on the ground a little bit more in that ballpark. And if you were to tell me that the Rockies are down 3 starting pitchers, which they are right now, John Gray, his first rehab start tonight, their ace, Tyler Anderson, and of course Chad Bettis, who is still trying to get back on the mound after and continuing his bout with testicular cancer as well. You've got 3 guys out of the rotation, and yet they're still one of the better pitching teams in baseball. You would never have guessed that for the Rockies because it's never happened before. And if you were to judge by this series, you would not think that because the Pirates and their hot bats have been able to put up a dozen runs in those 2 games.
The Rockies have never really ever had trouble with offense. They've always scored runs. Some years they're like way above everybody else, and other years they're just good. But it's always been the pitching that kind of holds them back. And I heard an interesting theory the other day I didn't think about, but how much has Bud Black, with his different view on things, being an ex-pitcher and managing there now, has that had an effect? Because really, for one of the first times ever, and it's only June, I get it, I get that, but they have a pitching staff that's doing well, you know, regardless of wherever you put them.
And very few managers are ex-pitchers. Sound theory.
But to have somebody like that in Colorado is kind of interesting. It's, you know, different view on things.
Marquez threw that one at 99, but out of the zone. 9 pitches in. Frazier still up there, the Buccos leadoff man. And he'll twist that one foul.
10 pitches.
Like that out of your leadoff hitter. Marquez, the last time around against the Cubs, able to go 3 innings. Had to throw 80 pitches. He's thrown 11 just to start things here against Adam Frazier. And the Colorado defense here tonight is Desmond, Blackman, and Tapia in the outfield. Carlos Gonzalez is going to get the next couple of days off. Arenado, Story, LeMahieu, and Reynolds. And Tony Walters doing the catching. So there's Mr. Walters, 37% caught stealing. It's above average.
What's he got on his wrist there?
You mean Walters, the catcher?
Looks like a quarterback.
Yeah, probably has some hitter's tendencies or some sort of charts and that kind of thing.
You can put all that on your wrist?
Sure, why not? You can have non-connected iPads in the dugout.
No, but I mean, no, you can physically actually put all that on your wrist.
Oh, wow.
I didn't mean was it allowed.
Yeah. Yep, okay, let's see. All right. Analytics say 37.4% of the time it works every time.
That's not what that is. Why would he have just checked it after he got the sign from the bench?
Maybe it's a sign, a secret decoder ring or something.
I think it's a decoder ring.
Yeah. All right. He says
he was looking in the bench, and then when he got his sign from the bench, then he checked his wrist pad.
I'm not really sure what it's all about.
I don't know. I'm really curious if the fact that he looks at it after he gets the sign from the bench is a clue.
Yeah, young battery too. Marquez, a rookie. Walters in his first extended throws in the major leagues. All right, gets his sign.
Oh, that time he never even looked in the bench.
Computer blue. Yeah, Omaha.
Now the thing that catchers look at the bench for is not like, do you want to throw a curveball, fastball. It's not about calling pitches. It's about pickoff throws, pitch outs, hold and step off. That's what they're looking at from the bench.
And the next catcher, next manager of the Marlins, Mike Redmond.
It's like he's giving numbers, and those numbers must mean something on the wrist. Didn't it look like he flashed some numbers?
Yeah. Might be a new age way of relaying signs.
Instead of giving the old, nose, chin, ear. He's actually just flashing numbers, and I'm sure they must relate to the.
Now 3-2.
Well, I don't even know what to call it. Like the wrist pad.
Yeah, the matrix. So Marquez has gone full on the first 2 hitters. Harrison getting on base at a 375 clip this year. Now he's never been one to walk a whole lot, but this year definitely improved in that department. Marquez delivers. Harrison deep out to left. But the ballpark will hold it. And Frazier, moving on the pitch, has to retreat. Well, you like the first 2 plate appearances for the Pirates here.
Oh, I like him a lot. You know, Jay Hay gave it a pretty good ride, but it's a big left field here that saved him. Like Walters went out there, a little smile on his face, say, hey, he hit it well. Who cares? It's an out.
There's 2 sides to every coin. Actually 3 if you count
the edge.
Yeah. Harder to land on that. So 1 on with 1 away, and Polanco, that first game of the series, had a 2-out RBI hit.
Would surely like to get the long ball bat going for Gregory. We get closer to the middle part of the season here.
And McCutchen with a pair last night.
He's got his home run bat going.
Yeah, he's got 11 now, tied with Josh Bell for the team lead.
It's obvious that we're not a big home run hitting team, but there are some areas where you would expect to get some power. Polanco was one of those, is one of those.
And he may still get to 20 home runs this season, but he's sitting at 3 right now.
Needs to get busy, so he can do it.
Well, the way he hit the first 4 months of last season, he was already over that 20 mark at that time. Well, why not the last 3.5 months? Yeah. Jeff Branson, Pirates hitting coach. He and Jeff Livesey work incessantly with these hitters. Yeah, the Jeffs
getting happier now. This offense has definitely come alive since the latter part of May.
Frazier going on that ball in the dirt. He'll advance.
Good throw would have probably had him. But a lot of times as you're trying to get the ball up out of the ground, and a little tough for a catcher to get off that good throw. So you take a chance. You can see as he was blocking that ball in the dirt, he's having to slide behind Polanco. And that's why the throw was wide.
Frazier at least initially awarded a stolen base on that.
Was he running on the pitch?
No. But as soon as that ball was low, he took off. And that's something, a point of emphasis that Camaro Barti, who works with the Pirates base runners, was working on. So he's getting a good secondary lead, and as soon as he sees that in the dirt, he took off.
I guess there's no way to call it anything other than a steal, since there was no bobbling of the ball or anything like that.
Sure. I'm fine with him getting credit for it. It was just a very heads-up maneuver. And that was a point of emphasis. And Polanco strikes out for the second out. So 22 pitches for Marquez here in the first inning.
Got a fastball thrown by him upstairs.
He's got some zip.
Yeah, he's got power. He's kind of the same mold that Chad Kuhl is. He got good stuff. Has to make sure he locates it, learns how to use that stuff, executes the pitches the catcher's asking for.
Oh, that hit Frazier.
Yeah, that one couldn't have felt too well. Man, hopefully it caught him on the helmet. Now Marquez throws this one back there pretty hard.
Yeah. Somewhere in the upper body or helmet. Let's see.
Did it hit him in the neck? Behind the ear?
Let's see.
Yeah, it hit him in the neck, behind the ear, right behind the ear.
And Ben Potenziano, assistant athletic trainer, Clint Hurdle out there. Check in with Frazier. And you think about Cervelli just coming back today from the concussion deal, and you know it's just so everyone's so cautious whenever anybody gets hit in and around the head.
It looked like it got mostly helmet.
Yeah. Asking for time.
You can see the mark on the helmet where the ball hit.
Yeah.
See that?
Yeah.
Left a little bit of leather right there. Horsehide, I guess, if it was the old days.
Well, they changed the helmets a few years back to try to help really
there you
dissipate
see, look,
the.
you can see the spot
marking,
where that ball hit.
There's Jaso. Big home run last night. It was a 1-1 game, and he came up to pinch hit for Garrett Cole after Cole's 7 strong innings.
Well, just another hitter that has gotten hot over the last 2 or 3 weeks. With Jaso, it doesn't seem to matter whether he's in the game from the very first inning or if he's coming off the bench. He's seeing the ball well, taking some nice at bats.
Well, Jaso, last 19 games, hitting at .373. Now, most of those have been, or about half of those, I should say, have been coming off the bench. He's been a tremendous pinch hitter.
For the radio pregame today, it's a Wednesday. I always talk with Jeff Branson about his hitters every Wednesday, and Jaso is one of the guys we talked about today. It talked about how the slow start, how it took him a long time even to get his first hit and all that, and he says that one of Jaso's strengths is that he has a strong belief and that he knows what he's doing and he doesn't panic. He stays calm, and the fact that he keeps things very simple. There's nothing really complicated about what he's trying to do up there with his swing. So you know that just if you don't panic and don't start changing things around, it's going to come, and sure enough it has. See those numbers.
Little poke out there to right. Tapia able to retire it. A long first inning for Marquez, but he puts up a 0, and we're scoreless through 1. After that pickoff throw, hit him in the helmet. Scoreless through a frame tonight. Pirates have been able to keep this very good Rockies offense relatively at bay here in the first 2 wins of this series. And our Barrel Automotive League leaders for tonight, the RBI leaders in the National League. Leadoff man in this inning, Mark Reynolds. Charlie Blackmon, who is the leadoff hitter for the Rockies. Blackmon, you might expect to lead off some innings, being the first hitter in the lineup following a pitcher. as well. But Reynolds also has batted very few times. He and Blackman just 5 times in the series. The first 2 games if they come up with men in scoring position. So Pirates pitching have just done a good overall job of keeping the Rockies out of those really good offensive situations and letting these big boppers have to bat with no one on.
Controlling these guys, the extra base hits, the home run balls, that's been very impressive.
Chad Kuhl did it in that first inning.
Knew this was going to be a challenge. You know, they came in here hot. They put 3 out of 4 from Chicago in Chicago.
And we keep talking about the Rockies to underline and emphasize what the Pirates have done so far in this series. Yes, it's here at PNC Park, but the Rockies coming into the series the best record in the National League, and for the first time since the 2001 Seattle Mariners, they'd won their first one or tied their first 11 road series. So the Pirates are beating them in this road series no matter what happens tonight, and they have a chance to sweep. So this is the Pirates beating a good team on the verge now of going into division play again, where the Pirates have not seen a divisional team in more than a month. So Pirates in 4th place, 3.5 out. You see what's going on here. They're playing their best baseball perhaps at the right time right now. Desmond down the line, and just where the wall comes out. I don't know if a fan reached over for that, but it was close enough.
See, I don't even know if he hit that as far as Jay hit his, but he hit it in the right spot.
Right.
There's that little corner right there where it gets very shallow in a hurry as it goes toward the foul pole. And he pulled it just enough to where it was on this side, the foul line side of where it makes that turn.
Didn't look like a whole heck of a lot off the bat, but just enough. And I think Clint Hurdle wanted to just see if the fan interfered, which we've just seen on the replay. It doesn't look like it, but live I thought there might be a possibility of that too, and I think that's what Clint Hurdle is going to ask. So Jerry Meals, the crew chief tonight, said, all right, let's take a look. These days, any ball hit in the first row, the fans now have great vantage points. They're right up there against the wall in most ballparks. Just touched off the hand. Was the hand over the wall? Hard to tell.
A curveball that
a new pitch from Kuhl.
Did not bite like the ones that I saw the other day. You can tell right there it went up there and didn't move much at all. Just sat down the middle.
So a crew chief review. And they are checking to see indeed if it is fan interference. Here's a little tip. If it's gonna not go over the wall, don't grab for it. Just let it go, because if it did, you know, for instance, hit off the front part of the wall or something, then
unless a Pirate hit it.
Yeah.
Then reach out as far as you can and bring it back. Maybe nobody will see you.
All right, we've got word from New York, and it is a home run. So it was close enough to look at. And hey, he and his buddies got some extra TV time. So
yeah.
But Ian Desmond hits his 4th home run.
Got a story.
And the Pirates trail to start tonight.
Hey, they had the replay, or they had New York had to look at something because it's something I did at the game today. That's a little something to talk about tonight.
Here's Raimel Tapia, a rookie in there for Carlos Gonzalez tonight. Bud Black had said that Cargo is going to get today and tomorrow off in the midst of an 0 for 24 skid. They like Tapia. He's in the mold of a speedy guy that hit a little bit for power. And as you can see, still filling out. He's a sharp liner for his first base hit of the series.
Change up.
I might have sped his bat up a little bit.
Good location, but Tapia is, he's just going to kind of try to slap the ball somewhere, so that doesn't bother him as much as somebody's trying to pull the ball out into the river. And that change up down and away, you're going to have a little more effect.
He is a threat to run. Now Trevor Story. Tapia with 26 steals between AA, AAA, and brief time with Colorado last year. 11 in Albuquerque this year. So Ian Desmond's home run gives the Rockies an early lead. Cool trying to limit it to just that. And Cervelli back behind the plate tonight. Two and one on Story. And see if Cool can settle down. He talked about all the different stretches of good baseball that he has pitched. We forget last year very reliable and at the early onset of this season, but it seems maybe the last 2 months or so, or a little less than that, have that breakthrough outing and then kind of a step back again. Tapia runs. And Cervelli with a strike, and they got him. That was right on the money, and Tapia thrown out.
Yeah, really a beautiful throw by Cervelli. It's, throwing runners out is a lot like pitching. It's more location than anything else. You can save tenths, which is what you're looking for, by throwing the ball in the right spot. There's not a long reach of a tag that has to be made. Put it right there. Real short tag for Frazier. Tapia is out.
A nice diving play by Moroff. And he'll get Cool out of it. It looked like trouble was brewing, and Cervelli and Moroff get him out.
Largest health system, rated #1 in the region for all the things that matter most. And by Kenny Ross Subaru. Total confidence pricing. Let's go Bucks!
We want to wish good luck to Ashley Davis, one of the ball girls here, and has been for some time now. Good luck to you as you go to Boston. We've loved having you here, and I think we have the best group.
Oh, they are
In
fantastic.
baseball.
Always have. I like the fact that how much they watch the game. If you see them, they're like always, kind of leaning over, getting ready, and there's never a hesitation about fair or foul with them. They know the game, and they know what balls to go after, and they know what ones to leave, let alone. And they catch almost everything.
Now we're lucky here.
And I always make such a big deal of it because of some of the other places we go. They catch none. It's like constant timeout, balls in left field, timeout, balls in left field.
See if Bell's swinging on 3-0. He is. Hot shot to Reynolds.
Reynolds could be one of our ball girls. He's got that kind of glove.
Maybe even better. So 1 out.
This is a bullet. This is a nice play by Reynolds. He is developed into a fine first baseman.
He keeps being signed on these 1-year, I guess, relatively cut rate deals.
Well, they're cut rate because they don't have to pay him long term. But when you do 1-year deals, the money you're making in that 1 year is a lot bigger than you would get if you were to sign like a 3- or 4-year deal. You don't think so?
Well, not for him. He's, I think, making $1.50 this year, which way more than you and I or anybody else watching, but in baseball terms.
But you know what I mean, though. Right?
Yeah.
Generally speaking, if you were willing.
Well, now next year,
if you're willing to go a year at a time, if you're going to take that risk and you don't get hurt, it's going to pay off.
I don't know if he was willing. It's just what the market bore with him. But now he's having a big year, and now he could cash in next year is the idea. And how about with Cervelli coming up? How about a home run for her birthday? Yeah.
I would love to see him hit a home run.
You think he's going to have a big night tonight?
He already has made that nice throw. That was just the start of it. That's his opening. Like, somebody's going to give a speech, get the opening remarks. That nice throw there, that was his opening remarks. That was his open.
Something really profound and a joke that people laughed at. So that's his opening remarks. A little warm up right there, but Tapia hauls it in on an 8-pitch inning for Marquez after a 26-pitch first. Rockies lead 1-0. That's Good Brother Earl, who will be featured on this week's Friday Night Rocks. So join us as the Bucks take on the Cubs and hear more from Good Brother Earl and some of the best bands in the burg on Friday Night Rocks, presented by IC Light. And the Renegades, always here looking on. And little Bucko.
Future Renegade.
Yes. Having a little melty cheese tonight.
Bring some of that up there. We're up here. We need some of that.
Everybody enjoying a nice night tonight. Yeah, it's storming and a lot of flooding in and around the area. Hopefully, during your commute home tonight, it wasn't too treacherous for you. My goodness.
How about today in the press room when everybody's phones started going off at the same time?
Yeah, I mean, back in South Hills, it was really coming down. Not too bad here, though.
Like everybody has the same weather app.
Yeah. So Tony Walters, the 8-hitter, and the pitcher and Blackman here in the Rockies' third. Cool getting some help behind him. Last inning with Cervelli throwing out Tapia, and then Moroff making that really nice play to end the inning. Very quickly cleaning up what the makes of maybe a longer frame, and there's the third strikeout for Cool. So with the pitcher coming up, leadoff man gone. And coming up on Sunday, it's Father's Day, and it's a kids' day here at PNC Park. The Pirates hosting the Cubs at 1:35. We invite you to arrive early for fun and games in the #1 Cochran Family Fun Zone out on Federal Street. And then kids and dads get a Pirates promo item. And then after the game, kids and dads run the bases thanks to the original pizza logs. Go to pirates.com/kidsdays for your ticket. Marquez is the second out. Well, they say hitting is contagious. Can pitching be contagious? Pirates' the last 3 starters have been outstanding and cool. Other than that kind of fly ball that snuck out of here, has been awfully pinpoint again tonight.
Contagious. I like it.
Well, when you see
I think starting pitchers can kind of push each other.
Yeah.
I think that happens. Everybody wants to do what the other guy did. Try to do as well.
Started on Sunday with Ivan Nova, a 1-hit over 6 shutout innings. Jameson Taillon, and there's Nova. Taillon with that inspirational comeback on Monday. 5 scoreless. Garrett Cole last night, 1 run over 7 innings and 3 hits.
There was a nice changeup. Blackman with a big swing at that. But maybe he was trying to pull the ball out of the ballpark. A lot of hitters with power will do that when there's 2 outs. They're looking not for a single. They want extra bases or a home run.
Got underneath that one. Who wants it? And McCutchen takes care of it. An 8-pitch inning for Chad Kuhl. An efficient night so far. Colorado leads 1-0. of the third. And it is draft week here as the Pirates selecting Shane Baz with the 12th overall pick, their first selection. And then 42nd overall, Steve Jennings, a pair of right-handed high school pitchers. And we bring in Pirates general manager Neil Huntington live on the phone from Bradenton. And Neil, thanks for coming on. I know it's been a busy few days now, and how do you feel now that the 40 rounds are in the books?
Well, we feel very good, Joe and Bob, and thanks so much for taking the time with me tonight. And I want to start by saying it would be impossible for me to express the appreciation this organization has or enough positive things about Joe Delicari and his leadership and his running this process, Greg Smith, Matt Skirving with their roles, their important roles in putting this all together. Our national supervisors, our regional supervisors, the area supervisors, which are really the unsung heroes in all of this, our trade specialists, all the people that go work tireless hours to put this together, the number of hours overnight away from home, the sacrifices these men and their families make, the effort, the selflessness to contribute to this process. To put us in a position to add another really quality group of prospects to this system. And without their work, without their sacrifices, without Greg and Joe's leadership, it doesn't happen. And we never express our appreciation enough to those people and to their families.
Yeah, and I like that you said to their families too, because like you said, it's a lot of work. I can't even imagine. You know, you have 40 selections, but all the different players that get drafted. You know, over 1,000 players are selected, so you have to really cover the nation. And so the first part was selecting Shane Baz. Tell us a little bit about the young right-hander who one day, if he signs and is here, then what's he going to bring to the Buccos?
No, and Joe, your point's a good one. The next step is getting all of these guys agree to terms through the process and then out playing. And the new system allows us to get them out playing much earlier than it has in the past, and that's great. That first summer is so incredible for these young players to get their feet on the ground, to play every day, to understand what it's like and the demands of playing every day, and it helps their first off season be that much better. But in Shane Baz, we have a young man that comes from an outstanding family, that is a terrific athlete, that was a two-way player in high school, could swing the bat, but our focus is on the mound. It's 6'3". The delivery is sound. It's excellent arm speed. It's 3 pitches that are all quality now, with developing changeup to go along with it. And that, as importantly, comes from a terrific family and has shown us to be a terrific young man at this point in time. And our job and our goal now is, again, to get him signed, to get him out playing, and to continue that development both on and off the field.
And you know, as we just saw Max Moroff come up with a base hit. You know, he's a 16th round selection, and you know, as the draft goes on, we don't know all these names like you guys do until they come up and until they prove themselves in the major leagues. But are there any themes that you look for? Any you know, what is the Pirate way of thinking when it comes to either this particular draft or you know, over the past several years?
Well, there's several things that we're looking for, whether it's positionally based. We're looking for quality traits to develop on, be it pitchers or hitters or position players. And you're right, Joe. Every one of these rounds matters. And if you look at our current Major League club, you have Garrett Cole and Jamison Tyone that were very high picks. You have Chad Kuhl, who's taken in the 9th round, Adam Frazier in the 6th round. And there's any number of guys, Tyler Glass now, who will be back and will be good for us, a 5th round pick. So it is important to hit on your 1st round pick, but it's also important to add quality depth as you go through your system, because especially in small markets, that they are our lifeblood. And whether it's a direct impact in Pittsburgh or it's the opportunity to trade one of our young prospects that maybe was an 8th round pick that's developed because of the great job our scouts did and the great job our development staff did, and we can add a player to our Major League club because we trade them a young prospect. So we do. We have a model that we're working off of. There might not be a perfect model in any given year, but we do have traits that we look for on the mound. We have traits that we look for in our hitters, and our guys do a great job of finding those players that fit those traits. And sometimes they don't fit those traits, but they love the player, and we go with them.
Well, Neil, we really appreciate you taking the time, and thanks for giving us some of your insights today.
Thanks, guys.
All right. Neil Huntington. And thanks again to Neil Huntington joining us here, and a look at some of the other top picks for the Pirates in the draft. And you know, after the first two being high school right-handed pitchers, some position players
More
chosen.
high school kids.
And you'll notice too, I mean,
Theme.
yeah, the Pirates with 5 selections in the top 88 choices. So with the compensatory picks that they got and the competitive round pick, you start to collect some higher end talent, and that's what the Pirates have been able to do. Even in the years where the Pirates were finishing with one of the better records, they were still able to get some high picks in the draft, which it's not like you know, football or basketball. There's very few picks that you can trade in baseball, and up until the last couple of years you couldn't trade any before that. So the Pirates have procured these draft choices. Remember, they have to sign, but you know, once they are in and inked, then they'll report and get back to action. Yeah, Neil Huntington was talking about how now it's easier to get guys closer to signing. There's a slotting system. There's a rigid, a fairly rigid cap now with signing players. The teams are very severely penalized if they go over that. And the deadline itself has moved up, where it used to be if you signed at the deadline, you pretty much had no daylight left to go play baseball up in Montana or wherever you know some of the teams are, Tennessee, Virginia, in the Appalachian League in the Pirates case. So that's also been moved up. So even the tougher to sign guys, if they do sign, they still can play some baseball this year instead of having to wait till next year. Moroff flashed his glove last time. Makes a nice play there,
yeah.
too.
A couple of good plays in a row. That's always the tester right there. Can the shortstop, whoever it may be, what do they do on the backhand? And you can see that he got there in plenty of time, and he's not on the infield. He's actually on the outfield grass and is able to put an accurate throw over to Bell.
Well, when he got called up, Glenn Hurdle said that besides Ngope, obviously, he is the next best shortstop Pirates had down in the minor league system. Cracked out to center, but right there at McCutchen for the second out. And we're talking about the first-year player draft, and Robbie and Smokowski has more on it.
Yeah, you guys talking about the high rounds of the draft. When you go just a little bit lower in the 2017 first-year player draft, we go down to round 24, where the Pirates drafted an infielder out of UCLA named Nick Valaika. Now, the name Valaika might sound a little bit familiar. His older brother, Pat Valaika, plays for the Colorado Rockies and made a couple pinch hit appearances the last couple days. But what might be a little bit more notable is where he went to high school. That's right, Bob. We got another baseball player in the system from Hart High School, your alma mater. Tyler Glasnow as well. Pretty good stuff. There's the tree of Hart High School, Bob, grows once again in the baseball world.
Hey, you know, you want something, you go to the factory to get it.
Oh, wow.
Right? You know,
wow.
So you want baseball players, you go to the baseball factory, Hart High. Simple as that. They've done it again. You don't want to mess with success. 2 of his brothers have gone on to play in the major leagues.
Tyler Glasnow, Hart High.
Well, yeah, but I'm talking about Valaika's 2 of his brothers.
Well, maybe they're friends. I'm just, I don't know. I'm just telling you. I'm trying to. Maybe he'll one day go to Hart High.
NA maybe.
Come on.
Mark Reynolds, the batter, with 2 outs, and the base is empty. The Pirates' final selection was Tyler Osick, son of Keith Osick, ex-Bucco.
Nice.
So that makes me feel
What position?
kind of old. Infielder.
Infielder. Keith always wanted to play the infield. He thought he was a third baseman instead of a catcher.
Yeah, the draft is 40 rounds now. It used to be until every team passed. That's a fair ball. Jay Hay over at third tonight. And Chad Kuhl, 7 in a row sent down. Now the Bucks need some runs. Down 1-0.
It's time for the Toyota all-wheel drive RAV4th inning. Toyota, what drives you?
And the Pirates down 1-0. Ian Desmond with a home run. That's the difference so far. Oh, it's been a great day for hockey and also perhaps again for baseball tonight, as the Pirates have won 4 in a row. Fun watching the parade today on TV. Didn't come down. We got a little one at home and we watched it and had a lot of fun. And now tonight, Pirates with a chance to make their 5th in a row tonight. Let's look at our T-Mobile Unlimited baseball break. And a bad break for Matt Kemp of the Atlanta Braves. A left hamstring concern forcing him to leave the game this year. He's been one of the better hitters in baseball this year. And Yasiel Puig suspended by baseball for 1 game for an inappropriate gesture and has appealed. So until that appeal is heard and finalized, he'll continue to play for the Dodgers, who have moved virtual percentage points ahead of the Rockies for that top spot in the National League West. Gregory Polanco, a strikeout victim back in the 1st against 22-year-old Germán Marquez.
On a little bit of a roll now.
Didn't quite get enough.
Now it's off the end of the bat. He pulled a ball that was quite a bit off the plate away from him. Can he carry that way? Won't be classified as a barrel.
And so Tapia taking care of that. Rockies got a whole bunch of rookies in this outfit that have.
You can do it with young pitching. I mean, not it was 4 or 5 years ago. The Cardinals, I thought, did a good job of proving that. They had a bunch of youngsters in their rotation, made it work.
John Jaso's the cleanup man tonight. Flying out his first time.
It was at 90 or 2013.
Talking about like with Waka and when Lynn was coming up and that outfit, or
yeah, and the kid in
Carlos Martinez,
kid in Boston,
Joe Kelly.
Joe Kelly.
He's excelled as a reliever now.
He's a very hard thrower. One of those guys who did first year as a starter, man, that's what you notice. It's like, wow, this guy maintains good velocity all deep into the ball game.
Now count full.
But you can do it with youth. Some of the Pirate youth right there.
Deep out to center. Blackman back, and he'll have room. Jaso gave it a ride, but Marquez sends down the side in order, and the Rockies still lead by a run. Eventful game over there in New York as the Cubs shaking up the lineup, trying to get their offense going. It has been a wild division. Pirates have moved out of a either sole possession or a tie of last for the first time since the end of April. So 3.5 games back, 3 teams ahead of them with 97 games left.
A lot of summer left.
A lot to be told. Yeah, we haven't even started summer technically. Desmond with a home run back in the second. That's the lone tally.
Feels like summer.
We get 90-degree days and
very
big
warm
thunderstorms.
Warm homestand.
And a 4-pitch walk. So leadoff man aboard here for Colorado in the 5th. And let's take a look at our day automotive this day in Pirates history. Back in 1949, the Pirates beat the Boston Braves 4-3 at Forbes Field. Wally Westlake hit for the cycle. He drove in 3 of the 4 runs, including a game-winning 2-run double in the 9th inning. And it would be more than 50 years before another Pirate would hit for the cycle here in Pittsburgh. Wally Westlake, one of the good young power tandem with Ralph Kiner in that in the late 40s. Of course, Kiner was the big home run guy, but Westlake held his own. He was a good young power hitter coming up. Here's Raimel Tapia, rookie with a base hit his first time. And after 5 wide ones to start the inning, Cervelli wants to counsel cool.
I had a good timeout to take right now. This is the verge of getting out of hand. We're getting shut down a little bit tonight. We've only got 1 hit so far, so you got to keep it close. And worst thing you want to do, the least thing you want to do, is to start putting these Rockies on. Eventually, they are going to bust out if you keep giving them help. Lead off walk, that's a big hand. So I think Cervelli out there saying, hey, that's far enough, let's get back in the strike zone.
The first walk issued by Cool tonight, but it has that feel of, you make
well,
1 or 2 mistakes,
5 straight balls. That's
yeah,
kind of like,
yeah,
there's something going on.
Tapia, a tough guy to double up, runs well, and has a head start in that lefty box. I like when guys smell their bats.
Smell that wood burning. I didn't even know that happened. I read a book one time, or it was something out of a book. It was a conversation between Tony Gwynn, Wade Boggs, and somebody else, and they were talking about how when they foul the ball straight back, you smell that wood burn, and how they all loved that smell when they were hitting.
Moroff was shaded up the middle, and they're not going to get anybody, but just to keep that ball in the infield was some deal because he was near the bag. Tapia is 2 for 2.
He's shading him up the middle. That ball's chopped to that side. Now, if Jehey doesn't have to worry about the speed and a possible bunt, he can play back where he can maybe cut across and get that ball. But he's up on the grass, so that cuts the range down. Not much sideways movement, so that chopper makes it through, and it's a hit.
So 2 on and nobody out. Well, Colorado has plenty of threats in their order, though Trevor Story a bit of a down start. He can leave the ballpark in a hurry. Moroff made a nice play on him back in the second. A little bit of speed on the bases too.
Chase on the slider. Let me consult my my pitching chart that I've been keeping here on the sliders. Seems like that's been a pretty darn good pitch for him.
It's a nice chart you keep there.
Yeah. Five swings and misses tonight on sliders.
Another tough play for Moroff. He can't keep it in the infield, and those couple of inches allow Desmond to score. Colorado leads 2-0. Those last couple of balls, though, not hit all that hard, but just well enough.
No, this is another pretty good slider, and it's in a nice spot. Not hit all that hard right off the end of the bat. I mean, this is what you're trying to do. Take the sting out of the bat. You can't control whether you're hit. That ball wasn't even bouncing by the time it got to the outfield grass. It was just rolling. That's how weakly it was hit. That's where the luck part of it comes into the game. And a little bad luck right there.
Now the 8-hitting Walters with the pitcher next. Now he can buckle down here. But that's where that leadoff walk comes around.
Yeah. Now that fastball there, 97, it was upstairs, but I would like to see a few more of those tonight. You know, I know that early on I said location over velocity, and I think the location has been pretty good, but I still think that he can locate that 97. I have faith in him that he can rush it up there and put it pretty much where he wants to.
I'm curious to see in this inning too, because we've seen some innings kind of spiral. Poole can be very intense out there, but controlling and commanding those emotions.
98 now. Yeah,
you can see
he's kicking it a little bit.
Yeah, the velocity spiking, but they're in good spots. These are good pitches.
He's only thrown 57 pitches, so I mean he's in good shape as far as it's kind of a cool night after the rain came through. It cooled off, so
he's really been.
Sure, he's feeling strong.
And he's a guy that can get over hype, though, and so I want to see, okay, that kind of that control, not only with where he throws the ball, but himself. And right now, I mean, if you can control that aggression and throw it 97, 98, okay.
He did it that time at 99. Did you see where everything's been away? Cervelli says, okay, I want this one inside. Watch where he moves the gloves. He sets up inside
and
he
right
puts it in there. And look at the velocity, 99. That's velocity and location.
And if he takes it, it's a strike.
Beautifully done.
It's a heck of a pitch. More weak contact. And hit too softly to get two, but they get one of the outs there is Story forced.
Yeah, I think that was the curve ball. I think that's been a little disappointing tonight for him. The inconsistency not only in the location but the way it's breaking. If I'm right that was a curveball.
It's a new pitch.
Yep. Tell by the spin that was a curveball. Look how little it's really breaking. Now we saw that the other night. Looked like it was falling off the table.
He was almost having to get it up so that it would be caught.
Yeah, trying to, so it would make it all the way, as it was diving so hard for the ground once it got about the 55-foot mark.
It's a pitch that he had not even used in the game until a couple starts ago. So you could imagine why that would be inconsistent, but needing a change of pace because the changeup's hard, the slider's hard. His fastball is even harder. So everything's, 88, 89 plus. You can't throw a curveball 89 miles an hour. Marquez, a 105 career hitter coming in with runners at the corners and one out. And this is the safe approach for Colorado. Go with you know, especially when you got a guy like Blackmon as your leadoff hitter. Try to give him second and third.
Well, you know me,
outs, right?
I mean, everybody that watches know I'm a big proponent of pitchers sacrifice bunting, even if they're the good hitting variety. Now, there might be a couple of guys that are exceptions in the entire league, but for the most part, move the runners along.
Stabbing at that. Got a lot of speed at third, and Tapia. Walters
We saw
does not
earlier
run
in
very
the
well
game when we were talking to Neil. Pirates let COL swing away in a similar situation. He was trying to. A bunt would have moved more off in the second
after
base.
a leadoff single.
And he swung away and hit into a double play. Oh, man.
Where did that get him?
Where was he going to run there? Was he going to charge the mound? Did you see that?
I think there was some indecision there of what he was trying to do as it was coming in on him.
Did you see him start to run toward the mound?
Yes.
What was that all about?
I don't know. This goes as a strike, and he used it to defend himself.
Foul ball.
Head off his leg too.
Maybe he was running the first. He had to feel the ball hit him.
Once it hit him, it's a dead ball.
Yeah.
It's a foul ball.
That's why pitchers should bunt. they really not have a grasp a lot of times of what they should do otherwise.
And Tapia came to the plate, and Bell juggled the ball, and the Rockies get a run. So with 2 strikes on the pitcher, they send Tapia, and sure enough, they get the run out of it. Watch the left of your screen. The safety squeeze. And they relied on Marquez with 2 strikes to do that.
No, there's no risk involved. With 2 strikes, I mean, if he strikes out, you're not running home. So they're just telling Tapia with his speed, if he gets the ball down, you're gonna score.
So 2 on for Blackmon and 2 runs across. Blackmon 0 for 2, but baseball's leader in hits. Walters leaning back and reading his chart.
Chad 96 bouncing that. He needs to get himself back together here a little bit. I think maybe a little distracted with that bunt where they got nobody out. That's one of the things. Anytime there's a sacrifice bunt, the key is to always at least get 1 out, especially when there was already 1 out on the scoreboard. Now you got 2 outs, a chance to get out of things. Bell decided, I'm pretty sure he was going to try and go home with that, and got himself into a big rush and ended up not getting anybody out.
Ray Searage trying to settle down Cool. He had only needed 44 pitches through the first 4 innings. Cool has averaged 4.5 innings a start this year. So I mean,
well, the control is the thing that's changed this inning. We saw it right with the very first hitter. 5 straight balls to start the inning, and you're seeing it again. Now there's a fastball in the dirt.
and now behind one of the better hitters in baseball with 2 men on.
Had himself a little bit of bad luck this inning. That the ball that Story hit, just a very weak ground ball, ends up rolling through the infield for a base hit. And then you have Marquez laying down a sacrifice bunt and got nobody out on that. With a little bit of luck, sometimes that big inning that you couldn't avoid might not have ever happened.
Well, you look back at that second inning, and after the home run, base hit, caught stealing, Cervelli with a perfect throw, more off with that nice play. It kind of felt like it was going to be this type of an inning, perhaps brewing, and it was quickly snuffed out. And now here this inning, the walk, a couple of ground balls, 2 and pass short, not all that well hit, but then all of a sudden fielder's choice, sacrifice, and you put enough of these types of things together and you start scoring some runs, even though no one's hit the ball hard. There's this one.
But you know why Blackman can't complain about that call? You see the number 4 way off that was a 3-0 pitch they swung at, way out of the strike zone. So when you swing a 3-0 pitch that far out of the strike zone, you can't complain about the strike zone after that. You lose your credibility.
Spoken like a pitcher. Laced into the corner, but foul.
Scattering everybody down there.
Hey, Joe Klimchak, who one of the voices here in the ballpark.
See if Joe tries to make the grab here. Oh, just a little over his head.
Joe is 6'10" and somehow couldn't get that. Just kidding. No, that was good effort. I would have, I think, ducked and ran for cover. So nice job, Joe. Two on, 1 out. And out toward Polanco. And that's the second out of the inning. Getting a big time hitter. Cool has thrown 27 pitches now in this inning. And except for the ball by Story that got just past the glove of Moroff, slowly hit the ground ball in the right spot. Nothing has left the infield. A walk, a sac bunt. That was an error. And then that fly ball, the first time that we've seen one outside the dirt. Now with 2 outs, you just get the hitter. DJ LeMahieu.
Simple. It's all you got to do. Yeah. All I got to do now is
nothing simple about this game. Nothing easy about it.
Sometimes it would feel easy, and other times it's the most impossible task ever.
One just missing.
Maybe Cool wanted that
Cervelli trying to calm him down a little bit.
Yeah.
He's a very excitable, intense pitcher.
He's tried to do that a couple of times tonight.
Another ground ball. And that gets him out of it. Rockies pick up a pair. Now the Bucks bats trying to support Chad Cole, down 3-0.
Is brought to you by the Chevy Cruze and your Western PA Chevy dealers. And by Day Automotive. We're going to make your day. Let's go Bucks!
Chad Cole and the Pirates trail at 3-0, and the Battery chatting about things. As Cervelli back tonight, activated off the disabled list and counseling young Chad Cole. And some Point Park tweets talking about Joe Klimchak, and next time bring a glove. Oh, that was a good effort. Oh yeah. And he's got to make that catch. Yeah, now he's responding to everybody. Yeah. Heidi, nice try. You almost had it. Yeah, Heidi's one of the she's one of the ball girls here, so she knows a thing or two about catching those hard hit balls that she sees down the line. Hey, when you're not ready for it, though, I mean, you're not sitting there ready for it. It's hard to do. Josh Bell will start things off.
Well, we need to start things off, don't we?
Well, the Pirates have had 2 base runners.
In the second half of this ball game, we need to start making some kind of move here.
Got underneath that one. Arenado, the Gold Glover. Well, the Pirates with a leadoff walk by Adam Frazier in the first inning, an 11-pitch at bat. You're thinking, okay, here we go. This is going to be pretty interesting. Leadoff single by Moroff in the third. He was erased on a double play. So Andrew McCutchen providing a good bit of the offense with his 2 home runs last night.
Good first pitch curveball there. Got Kutch to give up on it a little bit. But that's one of those curveballs. You throw that with 1 strike or maybe 2 strikes, you're not going to get that reaction. Hitters will give you that when they're ahead in the count or if it's the first pitch.
We had quite the reaction last night as Andrew McCutchen got the Pirates on the board.
Same pitch.
hit the right spot with the Pens in the house last night and yanked one right down the line for his second one. Now he's got his first base hit.
And both those balls too that he pulled out of the ballpark, if you noticed, they weren't pitches that away from him. One was a hanging curveball, the other one was a fastball that was actually off the plate a little bit inside, and it's the only way he can hit that is to get out there and pull that. So he is hitting them where they're pitched. This ball here, a little bit on the outside half, he goes back through the middle with it.
And McCutchen, who's hitting .397 since moving to that 6th spot. It's been about 2.5 weeks, almost 3 weeks now. 1 for 2 tonight, so that's going up. Cervelli hit with a pitch. And Cervelli thinking there may have been some intent behind that.
Well, no, he's upset with Walters. Walters said something to him, and that's what the problem was.
Oh yeah. Why do you got to say that, or something to that effect?
Yeah, Cervelli didn't do anything. Walters started this with his mouth.
And the bullpen's well empty.
I always get a kick out of the bullpens running side by side all the way in.
And then we'll push each other.
Yeah, let's wait till we get in there, then we'll start. But we'll watch the replay, but I didn't see Cervelli do anything. And then you could see Walters get in front of him. I couldn't see, we're just looking at his back. But that's when the problem happened, is something that Walters said.
Cervelli hit with a pitch. Carlos Gonzalez, the two have known each other for some time, and perhaps trying to.
It looked like
talk about things.
Bud Black wanted to know what Walters told him.
Gerardo Parra also, he and Cervelli know each other outside of the game, so trying to communicate some intent between the two teams. Looked like it hit him in that protective padding on that left elbow.
Yeah, you can see, like, Cervelli wasn't even looking out toward the mound, and then you see him turn and say, "What'd you say?" Gets hit. There you see one little look. Now he turns away. Now look. It's what Walters said that was the problem.
Second-year catcher Tony Walters. And everyone returning to the dugouts and the bullpens. Cooler heads prevail. Well, I can't think of any past history. Walters does not have much history to begin with.
I think that's just the game, red mist.
I mean,
you just.
The only thing I can think of is, Marquez had that ball that came in and it was fouled off his bat that came in near his
But why is Walters saying something to Cervelli about that?
It's the only thing I can think of.
Cool's on deck. Wait, no, Cool's not on deck.
Scheduled to be. Jose Osuna has moved into that spot, though. With the Pirates trailing. Max Moroff with a base hit his first time. He's made 2 nifty plays in the field as well. Playing it short tonight, giving Jordy Mercer a day.
But the whole thing was Walters. It was nothing to do with anything else. If he hadn't gone up there and said something, then nothing would have happened at all. Cervelli would have just took his base.
2-1 on Moroff. Now base hit with McCutchen at second. Might be able to play to run. Cervelli, the trailing runner at first. Pirates have as many base runners in this inning as they had all night. Trying to get to the rookie Marquez. And activity in the Pirates pen. Both the rookie Santana, Daniel Hudson getting up. As the Pirates will pinch hit for Cool if it gets to his spot here. With 1 out, it should. So long as Moroff stays out of a double play. And he can really drive the ball. You know, he's not an imposing figure at the plate, but he was tied for the International League lead with 13 home runs upon his call up. Having a career year power wise. Always known for a good eye at the plate. Spoiling that curve.
Needed to be spoiled. That was going to be strike 3 if he took it.
Just foul it away.
Harris was coming down into that top corner of the strike zone.
Foul ball. Gave it to the little girl. Yeah. I'll share it with your sister. Oh, well.
You can look at it. You can't touch it.
Yeah.
Just look at it.
And 3-2. That is the second out. No advance. And with the pitcher spot coming up, Jose Osuna will bat for Cool. Cool didn't really pitch all that bad tonight at all. And just kind of ran into a little bad luck in that 5th inning. Couldn't get out of it. But if he's got a 3-0 lead or a 3-run lead, he's out there batting here.
Or maybe he's out there batting if it's not the tying run.
Right.
And that's, you know, the kind of the thing right now is 3 runs down. And from a game strategy point of view, you got to try and break through here and get a run. You got a runner in scoring position. A long ball obviously ties the game. Put the bat up there.
Unless the Pirates can take the lead here and then hold it the rest of the game, Cool will be still without a win since his first start of the year. And that'll allow the runners to move up. Don't see a wild pitch fielded by the pitcher very often. Like the carom.
Right on through
to the other side. And back into fair territory.
Off the limestone. You never know what kind of bounce you're going to get off those stones back there. All the different angles.
Two on in scoring position for Osuna. The rookie in a pinch hitting role this year for his 18th at bat. Facing the rookie Marquez. Fouled it away.
98. Marquez trying to reach back a little bit now that he has a couple runners on that could score on a single.
Chris Russin, left-hander, ex-Cub, getting up. Osuna able to hold off.
And let that other one through, but able to keep this one in front of him.
He was a shortstop 4 years ago in the Cleveland minor league system. Converted to catching. There at Twilight. He tried to do that to Moroff too.
Now this one didn't get it back down into the strike zone. Oh, he could take that one safely.
Full count with 2 in scoring position. Osuna represents the tying run. And Story in the inning. Pirates threaten, but strand 2 in scoring position, and we're through 5 tonight. It's still 3-0 Colorado. As Francisco Cervelli talking about after being hit by a pitch with fellow catcher Elias Diaz. Now let's take a look at our AARP getting to know Edgar Santana. The 25-year-old righty didn't even begin playing baseball until age 19 and didn't sign with the Pirates until a few days before turning 22. It was 6 years after most of the top international free agents do, and before turning to baseball he was planning to become a school teacher. Last year made his way up all the way from Bradenton to AAA. 2.71 ERA, struck out almost a batter an inning, and now his first week in the major leagues.
It shows a very good fastball, nice slider. Looks like he'll fit in very well into that bullpen. A lot of good power arms.
And Cervelli, after being hit with the pitch and a little confrontation, back in there to try to see if the Bucks can get back in this one. If they can, they will earn a sweep.
Santana is short time up, just a couple innings.
And Harrison will retire Arenado. 0 for 3 tonight. Well, they're keeping a lot of the big guys down. The only one that's really come through is Desmond tonight with his home run. But the rookie Tapia tonight with 2 hits, 1 in the infield. Trevor Story an RBI single. So some of the younger guys, the hitters of note tonight, as nightfall beginning to set in. Love the late sunsets. As we near the solstice. Mark Reynolds been held 0 for 2 tonight. Nice easy 97 from Santana. Soft-spoken young man, very polite and very grateful to be where he's at. Came from a hard-working family of modest means, and as we just told you, wanted to become a high school teacher. He was just going to go to school and get his certificate and go teach. Baseball wasn't even on the radar before a friend of his noted that he's got a pretty good arm, and tried to run it up the flagpole, and before you know it, after some time, he became a pretty good pitching prospect.
He's got an outstanding slider, and that's kind of what he does is speaking with right now. See the dot? That'll always give away that slider when you could pick that up. The really good hitters, that's how they see it, super slow.
If only it moved at that speed.
It does for some guys. Things slow down. Maybe not that slow, but
the phrase recognizing spin, right? You ever hear that? That's what they're doing, I guess. Ian Desmond tonight has homered and walked to lead off the 5th. Came around to score a run.
Man, it's crackling right now.
To our Allegheny Health Network Super Bowl.
Watch for the dot.
The ball just spins away from where you think it's going to be. Everybody kind of getting their first looks. Wow. He just picked apart in the heart of the Rockies order. A couple of strikeouts for Edgar Santana. Third major league game facing the heart of the Rockies order.
An outstanding slider, and you can see how he comes off the side of it, and basically he's throwing a spiral, and because of that spiral you can see what appears to be a dot on the ball as it's going in. And you know, everybody has their favorite way of gripping any kind of a breaking ball. You see guys different grips on curveballs and things, but the slider is you know, some guys will get on where the two seams, let me see if I can get this up here, where the two seams are closer together, they'll get just off to the side of that. And then as they're throwing it, they're pulling down on the side of the ball, and they're getting that almost like a football type spin going on. And when it's spinning real fast with that the RPMs that guy like Santana can put on the ball. When it's spinning real fast, it's just kind of, the seams are kind of a blur, and you see the kind of the dot. And that's what some hitters will pick up. They'll look out there, they'll see the dot coming in at them, and they know slider.
And then they go, oh man, if it's a really good one. Because how do you adjust your swing, right? Can some guys do that?
Now, the dot right there, you can see actually is the thing that's making the dot is not the seam, it's the logo. Because I think when Santana throws his, he's actually not getting up on the side like let's see if I can get the like that. I think he's going like more like that. That wouldn't not giving us any time, however.
Gonna be extra bases for Frazier. Leadoff man on in scoring position.
So anyway, to finish up, so when he is coming off the side of it, his spin has got the big flat spot of the baseball actually facing home plate and himself instead of more of a traditional spin.
There's a look.
Here it comes off, and you can see actually that the logo of Harmon Killebrew there is actually the dot on his ball because of the area of the seams where he is pulling down on it. So he's getting that flat spot actually spinning in. So when you're looking at the other side of the ball, Harmon's not there. There's nothing there. He's just seeing white. He may be doing that on purpose.
Base hit for J-Hay. Frazier held up with nobody out. Cora put the stop sign on. Desmond, the former shortstop, a decent arm out there and left.
Down by 3 runs, nobody out, very conservative on the bases, nobody making any mistakes, nobody get thrown out.
Part of the order coming up.
Keep that line moving now. See if you can group some hits together. See if somebody can pop one out over the fence.
Saw 3 home runs last night for the Pirates.
This base hit is pitch number 82 for Marquez. So maybe as you get up close to 100, you're hoping maybe a little fatigue. That doesn't necessarily mean the velocity will start dropping, but maybe the location might not be as fine. Maybe he'll hang something to somebody right out in the middle. Fatigue is not always velocity. That's not always where you see it. A lot of times it's the location, the control starts to fade away.
That's how they play Polanco. With runners at the corners, no men out. Real genuine threat here after the Pirates had runners left on in scoring position last inning, but that came later in the inning. And Chris Russin back up. Another lefty, Jaso on deck.
And then Bell, they probably want to spin Bell around.
Yeah.
So this could be Marquez's last hitter of the night.
Make it count.
It's going to be his. J-Hay was his last hitter.
He throws over, and then Bud Black.
Yeah, that was a little bit of a
stall tactic. You want
Tony La Russa ploy there. Call for a couple pickoffs.
And he wants the lefty Russian to face the next couple of lefties here in the Pirate order.
Presented by the authority of the Pittsburgh Pirates and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Pittsburgh Pirates.
RBI Baseball 2017 returns with fast-paced pick-up-and-play MLB action packed with all your favorite teams, players, ballparks, and much more. Get RBI Baseball today for Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and your mobile devices. Learn more at rbigame.com. And 3-0 Rockies. That lead tenuous right now. And so they go to the bullpen tonight. They'll bring in the lefty Chris Russin.
23 games, 35 innings.
And until the opener of this series, had not allowed an inherited runner to score all year. They'll get one. They'll get two. They'll take that trade-off.
Oh, every time
scores.
you have 3-run lead, you'll definitely trade 2 outs for a run. And then on the Pirate side, you're thinking, well, at least we're up on the board now. But you would have loved to get a little bit more out of this inning. Now there's 2 outs and nobody on. Pretty good play by Russin, getting over there and set up to take that throw.
3-6-1 double play. And what looked like it was heading to be a potentially big rally. Quickly quells that. 2 outs on his first pitch. In a 3-1 game now, Jaso batting with the bases empty. No run batted in when you round into a double play and score the run. Frazier in after his leadoff double. Pirates have taken the first 2 games of this series. The first time that the Rockies have lost a road series all year. Jaso slams that into center. Maybe they'll start something up with 2 outs.
Yeah, that's why you love to have that double play. It cleans things up, and then it's going to take a couple more hits now to get things going again.
I'll tell you, John Jaso's been hitting lefties. I mean, there was a time that he would never face a lefty unless it was a one-sided game. And he's gotten, by my calculations, 3 out of his last 5 at bats against lefties. He's gotten hits. He's a 164 career hitter against left-handed pitching, but lately he's been swinging it so hot, doesn't matter lefties or righties. So Steve Foster, the pitching coach, quickly out to
go back to his approach. You know, that Jeff was talking to me today about it. Everything is so simple with him, and I think when you have an approach like that, where there's not a lot going on, not a lot you're trying to do with the ball, just see the location, hit the ball back through the middle. When you're doing that, then why would the lefty really bother you that much? If you're trying to hit the ball out of the ballpark, pull the ball, hook something, then that left-hander is going to be messing with you. He's going to be crowding you inside with a fastball. He's going to be throwing his breaking balls off the plate away, slow stuff moving down and away from you, and that will mess you up. But right there, hitting the ball to right center out toward those bullpens, basically kind of a 2-strike approach. So you should be able to hit lefties that way.
turns around Josh Bell. So not really a threat to run. Bell, as a right-handed batter, hitting at 182, but similar power. Does not bat as often right-handed, of course. About a quarter of his at-bats come against lefties, and that's commonplace because there are fewer lefties.
And it's common for switch hitters to have a lower batting average from the right side, and I think it's because of that. They just don't get the opportunity to hit that often. and even, you know, batting practice.
Now a lot of teams will bring in somebody to
But I mean, if
throw left-handed batting practice every now and then.
But if the right-hander is pitching that day, you're always going to take batting practice the way you're going to hit that game that night.
And sometimes, for instance, ex-Pirate lefty Chris Peters comes in for batting practice every now and then.
But that's only if there's a left-hander starting.
Yeah.
So he's not getting the right-handed reps in batting practice like he would if he was just a right-hand hitter. Because the vast majority of the time you're facing right-hand pitchers and you're getting right-handers in batting practice. So you're hitting left-handed.
Now 2-2. Bell tied with the for the team lead in home runs with 11 with Andrew McCutchen. 4 of those have come batting right-handed. Well, now 3-2. And you got McCutchen next, if you can get there. He's waiting. And when you go full with 2 outs, that puts the runner in motion. So with a 2-out single, he's aboard. Fouled away. Bell's been a switch hitter since he's first started playing baseball. Age 5. He writes right-handed, but he's not really a natural right-handed hitter or a left-handed hitter because he's always hit both righty and lefty. There you have it. And LeMahieu will get Bell to end the inning. Pirates do get 1 on 3 hits in the inning, and it's 3-1 Colorado. And on our UPMC scoreboard, 3-1 Colorado owns the advantage here as we move to the later innings. And the first 20,000 fans through the gates on Saturday, taking home a Jordy Mercer bobblehead thanks to Levin Furniture. Come to the ballpark early before the game. Bucks and the Cubs for a block party on Federal Street. Omar Moreno will be there signing autographs. So get your tickets at pirates.com/bobbleheads. Gar Santana out for a second inning of relief. A 9-pitch 1-2-3 inning, sending down the Rockies' heart of the order. A couple of strikeouts too. Raimel Tapia. Rookie 2 for 2 tonight. Won an infield single. Ended up scoring that run in the 5th. Down the line. Tapia runs well. That secures that to be 2 bases.
Good thing it bounced over.
Yeah. A 3-hit night.
If that one gets down there in that corner, all those different angles, no telling where it's going to bounce, and it could have easily been a triple. He just fights off a good 96-mile-an-hour fastball. That ball.
How cool is this fan right there? Yeah.
Oh, what is this?
Didn't even have to put the guy in a hole.
Right about now, as he goes around first base, he's hoping that ball stays in because he knows he's got an easy double, but he's thinking I might be able to get 3 out of this if the ball takes a funny hop.
Well, the Pirates last inning had a speedy guy with a leadoff double. They got him in. That was it though. Now Santana will have to work around Story.
Had to spend a double play to get him in though.
Frazier
that hurt.
Scoring that run. Trying to bunt.
You can understand that. Hadn't been hitting all that well. So he's thinking, okay, there's nobody out. Drop down a bunt. If I can get a hit out of it, great. Worst case scenario is I can move Tapia over to third base with 1 out, and then there's great position to maybe get that insurance run ins. Good thinking by Story.
Third major league game for Santana.
I can see him crack one of them good sliders right here. Get the strikeout. Leave Tapia at second base. Always a very important hitter after that leadoff double. What does the next guy do? You get him out and still have the runner at second. Nope.
That will definitely move him up. And Polanco with a leaping grab. That was a sensational play by Polanco against the wall.
Very nice job. Polanco able to get that ball back in quickly enough. Sometimes when you jump up on the wall like that, you lose your footing coming down, you fall down. If that would have happened, Tapia is going to score, even though he caught it. He came up with a fine catch and immediately threw that ball in.
Story thought he had extra bases.
Well, he at least had a productive out. He can take some solace in that.
So with 1 away, a runner at third, 2-run game, 7th inning.
Infield has to come in right on the grass.
Tapia runs very well. Look at our Allegheny Health Network Super Bowl. Ooh. Right near the top of the fence, the padded part. Has to get over the chain link fence above to be a home run. So Tapia there at third. Beware of a ball in the dirt. Walters caused a little disagreement earlier.
If you accidentally nicked him here, you'd set up a double play.
There's the pitcher in you, Bob.
Just kidding.
In every joke, there's an element of truth.
No, it's not true.
Now Cervelli out to counsel Santana, and earlier Cervelli was hit with a pitch. Or I should say Marquez, I beg your pardon. The Rockies pitcher tonight.
They wasn't hit with a pitch. That was a foul ball.
Yes. And then Cervelli was hit with a pitch later on. Walters said something.
Walters wanted some action. He was apparently the upset one, and he got after Cervelli. You see Cervelli, the first words he said was, "What did you say? You talking to me?"
So you definitely want to get it out here, and I think they want to get it extra bad. Now Walters ahead, 3-1. Pitcher spot due to follow. Alexi Amarista has moved into the on-deck circle, who has hit very well with runners in scoring position this season. And a fine pinch hitter. And he's going to bat with 2 aboard. Walters walks. Well, the Rockies trying to gain some breathing room here, up a pair. Santana has been used as many as 3 innings down in Indy this year, so this is not uncommon for him to go multiple frames.
He just got 20 pitches so far. That's not too bad.
After 9 in the 6th, sending down the side in order. Amarista 316 overall. Daniel Hudson loosening if needed. 5 pinch hits for Amarista, including a home run.
Got out in front. Now go to work on him.
429 with runners in scoring position for this team that,
you know what that means?
Has been so good. 3 out of 7 times that he gets a hit with runners in scoring position.
No, it means he's going to go back to the mean.
Oh, regress to the mean.
Yes. So
how about a double play ball? In the air and in the seats. But ahead of him, 0-2. That's a nice souvenir. Look what I got. Look what I got.
The joy that a baseball can bring.
An unexpected surprise. It's good hustle. Out to right, and that's going to knock in a run. And Walters will streak to third. Pinch hit RBI single for Amarista, and the Rockies get their run back.
See, here's what you get, I think, from young pitchers. We saw that first inning how nasty his slider is. He gets out in front 0-2 and in a situation that's huge in this ball game, and look where he threw the slider. 0-2 slider right down the middle. Can't do that.
And so a little learning for Santana. And the Rockies extend their lead to 4-1. Road ahead, and the Pirates, after taking a day off tomorrow, will host the Chicago Cubs. Finally back in the division after the Pirates playing the last month of baseball outside of the division. Brewers, Cardinals, you see the schedule there. They have a chance to gain some ground and beat the teams ahead of them in the standings coming up. Pirates entering play tonight, 4th place, 3.5 back of 1st place Milwaukee. And Santana giving up a run. He's responsible for the 2 men aboard after his 3rd major league game.
Got tonight. Great arm, great stuff. Super weapon in that slider. And you're going to throw some down the middle occasionally, but there are certain times where you can't throw one down the middle. And in that spot right there, 0-2 pitch, had to throw the ball in a better spot than that.
So now Daniel Hudson will pick up. Blackman 0 for 3 tonight. The baseball's hits leader coming into tonight's action. Still at 327.
I really liked the way that he was consoled there, Santana. I mean, those are the little things that the veteran players have to keep in mind. They were at one time they were making their 3rd appearance. Sometimes just a little pat on the back from an older guy means so much.
And the counselor was Ivan Nova, who's to his left, and Nova
still
has really taken to that role right away.
Yeah, he's absolutely great at it. And it's not just a pat on the back. He's staying there with him a little bit, talking about, perhaps even that 0-2 pitch, maybe not going there right away, maybe talking about some other things first. It's great to see.
2 on, 1 out. A run across. And now hitters count the Blackman 2-1. Pirates trying to keep this thing manageable. Pirates have not led tonight. They won the first 2 games of the series. Pirates on a 4-game winning streak. Cracked the bat. And the 2nd out.
Well, Blackman's been swinging at some pitches that are very iffy in this series as far as strikes. That one there in off the plate. He was ahead in the count too, wasn't he?
2-1.
2-1 pitch. Look, this ball's running right in on the off the plate by 2 or 3 inches and got in on the label. Oh, jam shot pop up.
Good pitch by Hudson, gets the 2nd out. Now LeMahieu batting ahead of Arenado. 0 for 3 tonight. Working on a modest 6-game hitting streak.
Yes, he did. Thought he saw the dot.
Trying to hold up that swing.
Guess it didn't slow down. Like no super slow-mo.
Trying to keep it at 1 run. Hudson trying to strand the 2 runners he inherited from Santana.
Threw him the dot and he still didn't see it. There it is.
If only he had that much time to react to it.
What a great superpower that would be.
To slow time?
Well, yeah, to be able to do, you'd have to actually swing and miss on purpose so nobody would really know that you could do that.
Every now and then.
Yeah, you can't hit like 900.
So Hudson strands the 2 men. The Rockies lead by 3 at the stretch. Music from the Clarks. Good look at this one here tonight. Oh boy, what a beautiful backdrop we've got here. 4-1 Colorado. Been a nice day all around. The parade was tonight. Look at those shirts. Yeah, we're lucky, aren't we? All the teams.
Another
here.
banner year.
Yeah,
I like
neat.
that shirt. That is pretty cool.
Back-to-back Stanley Cup champions. Congratulations again to the Penguins, who will now disassemble, go home to their families, shave their beards, come back to try to do it all again.
Hit the links.
Yes. Ottavino. McCutchen tonight 1 for 2. He just keeps on hitting. Put on over 50 points on that batting average in less than 3 weeks. And enjoy a heritage celebration as the Pirates will be hosting the Cubs on Friday at 7:05. Pirates will be wearing the Homestead Grays uniforms. Cubs will have the Leland Giants uniforms. Pirates.com/heritage. Get your tickets. Come on out for a festive weekend against the Chicago Cubs. Two. And it's outside 3-2 to McCutchen with 2 home runs last night. He's hitting about 400 now in those last 3 weeks. He and Jordy Mercer, who's gotten the night off tonight, also hitting 400 over the last 3 weeks or so. That one may stay in play. If anybody's going to get there, it's Arenado.
They gave it about as good a shot as you can. A lot of guys will get to the tarp and then they'll like, okay, that's far enough. You know, if they go to the railing, they'll go ahead and give it a shot to reach in.
He'd go to the concession stands if he had time.
He's going right up on top of that tarp to try and reach in there.
No errors for Arenado this year, who has won the Gold Glove every single year he's played Major League Baseball.
That is pretty amazing as a third baseman. That's John Wayner like.
What Rock have 99 in a row? Once?
99 in a row at third base without an error.
I think it was over what, 6 seasons?
Couple decades.
Still, he was a very good fielder. We're kidding, of course, but Arenado's special too.
Way outside. And had Kutch talking to himself.
That's a rare chase, though. He is, even before this hot stretch, he's really not chased the ball like he did last year. That's been one of his strengths, even through a
It happens to everybody. I mean, you're going to go up there, and sometimes it looks like it's right there. You don't see the spin, and it just runs outside. And the bat's already started forward. You can't stop it. Ottavino, number Z.
0. And he wears that because that is the first letter of his last name. And think of Junior Ortiz, right? That's what came to mind for me. I was thinking, you know, what Pirates have worn 0. I'm assuming he wore it for the same reason, right?
Yeah.
0 for Ortiz.
I'm thinking somebody came to the team that he decided to give up his number for, and then he switched to 0 when that happened. I think he probably went to the Pirates and said, hey, I'd like to give so-and-so my number, and can I have 0? What was it before he went 0? Did it say
26.
26. Neil Heaton, maybe?
We'll find out. We always do. Those are some good seats. Almost as good as Cervelli's seat.
And you got that net in front of you now, too. So you can sit there and relax a little bit. Don't have to worry about the line drive coming at your noggin. Love to see all those kids out here. Now that summer has arrived, the regular feature. I guess technically summer's not here yet.
In spirit, absolutely. And Cervelli.
That'away.
Threw out a runner tonight. On a base hit. Yeah, he's happy. That's how it starts. Bucks down 3 here in the 7th.
Ball hit nicely. Zero didn't like it.
David Freese moving in the on deck circle. Bob, you were right on about Neil Heaton. Junior Ortiz needed to change his number, and Heaton wanted 26, so Ortiz went with 0. Good memory.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
It's a very selective memory. And I'm not the one that gets to select. Some things just pop up.
Trickles away from
hitting.
Oh, they did hit him. I think the fans way more upset than Moroff. So Moroff, second Pirate batter hit with a pitch tonight. Big breaking ball. I hit him
both feet. You don't see that very often. You get hit twice by the same pitch. Boom, boom. Don't mean to laugh, but that is funny.
They'll take your feet out, and young Mr. Moroff will take his base.
He's like,
that's
well,
like,
hit me twice.
What kind of luck can I have? Well, 2 on, and now the tying run will come to the plate. And with the pitcher spot coming up, an opportune time for the Pirates to go with David Freese. Pinch hitting. He's not pinch hit all that much. 0 for 2, but 277, and hotter lately. Last 9 he's hitting at 400. Tony Watson starting to loosen. Ottavino last night gave up that 2-run home run to Jaso. That was the difference maker. And the Pirates 5-2 win. Endangered here tonight.
Freese able to lay off both these big sweeping breaking balls.
One swing of the bat can tie it. Ottavino, the 2-0. Lays off again.
3 in a row, and I mean he's consistent with them. All 3 of them right on top of each other, and Freese says no to all 3 of them. You throw those 3 pitches, you would think you would get at least a check swing on one of them, wouldn't you? But
especially the 2-0 one. You think, okay, yeah, now the fastball's coming.
He got 0.
And he walks Freese to load the bases. So a base hit, a hit batter in both feet, and a walk. And Bud Black's going to come and get him. Well, you got the bases full, tying run aboard. Jake McGee wants to go with the lefty. With the lefty Frazier coming up.
Is brought to you by Barrel. Check out barreltires.com and never overpay for tires again. And by Levin's, the official furniture and mattress supplier to the Pittsburgh Pirates. For the best quality, service, and value, shop Levin's. Let's go Bucks!
Here in the 7th, the battling Bucks down 3, but 3 aboard. Adam Frazier on his way to the plate, a career .382 hitter against left-handed pitching.
You know, and again, I think it's that lefty on lefty. If they got a 2-strike type approach, which Frazier always has, why he's a good 2-strike hitter, why he goes into deep counts. I think that allows you to be a good hitter, lefty on lefty. McGee's numbers this year, very good opponent batting average of 170. 32 strikeouts, just 5 base on balls.
Bases full of Buccos. Cervelli at third, more off at second, Freese at first.
Those kind of numbers you don't expect historically to come at you out of the Rocky bullpen.
Fouled away. And McGee in the midst of 12+ scoreless innings. Had a knee issue last year. Just couldn't get right. That's why the ERA was up and at him. But he's been very, very good. He's no regular lefty. First action in the series. Ball and a strike to Frazier. Adam tonight doubled his last inning. Also drew a walk on an 11 pitch at bat in the first. One in his favor now, and nowhere to put him. Yeah,
I'm with you.
out to center, not deep. Blackman has the second out. So McGee brought on to get the lefty. And without activity in the Rockies pen, he's going to have to get out of righty now. 2-out chance for Josh Harrison. He singled last inning.
I'd take that right now. At least get a couple runs home, make it a one-run ball game.
Well, the Pirates had first and third, nobody out in the sixth. They got one out of it. And here with the bases loaded, one out, now two. Want to cash in. The Pirates have been doing that so far, really all month. Now, if you don't convert here, the Rockies still don't have a lights out guy to get to Greg Holland, but once you do get to Holland, the way that he's pitched this year, he's been perfect. Oh, Chris Conroy. Base is full of buccos with 2 outs. McGee had 2 strikes. Cervelli singled with 1 out. He's at third. Woroff hitting both feet with a pitch. And then Freeze pinch hitting. Drew a walk. He's standing at first. McGee has faced Josh Harrison 1 time. Harrison got a hit. Without a grand slam in his career, but 1 for 2 with the bases loaded this year. Time ball. I caught it just as the pitch was going to come in. McGee picked up for Ottavino. Strands all 3 runners.
Good live fastball right down the middle at 97 for the last pitch.
Still lead by 3.
scoreboard. Tony Watson has come in to pitch the 8th. Kind of a familiar spot for him, where he pitched most of his Pirate career as that setup man. A lot of success in this 8th inning. This year just has not worked out for him in that closer's role, especially lately. So he's on the road back now, and you can think of what would this bullpen, what will it be like when Tony gets back to pitching the way we know he can and the way he always has. That will be a strong pen. Tony has been such a stand-up guy through this rough spot that he's had over the last couple of weeks.
That's a tough spot for everybody involved when you got a veteran closer, you know, that does not convert 4 saves in a row. You got to make a move, but and then the second part of that is with Watson having pitched poorly, Rivero, Nicasio stepping into those late inning roles, but then where do you pitch Watson to get him back right? And you know, with Hudson kind of moving back and making progress toward being able to pitch in those, as they call them, high leverage situations. Now you got another guy that you're working on, so to speak. So that presents some challenges for a team. But, Rivero being asked to convert 2 saves since Watson reassigned, and he'd converted them both. Arenado has batted with the bases empty all 4 times tonight.
A combination of things kind of working with Arenado. Apparently a real strong scouting report and good execution of that plan has kept him pretty quiet. Another soft out.
Frazier takes care of it. So 0 for 4 for Arenado. The Rockies' top 4 batters in the order are 0 for 15 tonight.
Haven't done much the whole series.
Yeah. I mean, tonight 4 runs. You look back at that 5th inning. A walk, an infield hit, a ball that just snuck past Moore off the shortstop. Fielder's choice, and then a botched sacrifice, an error. Ended up being 2 runs out of that. It wasn't like the Rockies put together a bunch of extra base hits. Desmond homered. Rockies get their other run, cashing in a leadoff double. Pirates only getting the 1 run tonight after a leadoff double by Frazier in the 6th. Scored on a double play ball.
And even Desmond's home run was, you know, one of those right down the line in left field where it's not very deep.
In the first row.
Barely got over the fence. I mean, they had to have New York take another look at it. Nice strikeout there by Tony.
2 up and 2 down for the Rockies here in the 8th. And just a reminder, as you enjoy a cold one, to look forward to Miller time later in the game. Brought to you by Miller Lite. The Skull Bar down the right field line. That is a nice little locale. You watch the game down there. There's some seats up there. Desmond with that home run in the 2nd. The scoring started. A pretty quiet game over the first few innings. Cool and German Marquez, a rookie, pretty much dueling one another until.
Well, that strike kept their pitch counts down nicely.
The Rockies were able to string those 2 runs in the 5th inning. Cool issued 31 pitches in that 1 inning after limiting the Rockies to 2 base runners on 44 pitches through the first 4. Cool had to come out for a pinch hitter with the Pirates trailing and having the tying run coming to the plate. Well, Watson has looked sharper here in these rolls, not trying to convert a save. Nice 1-2-3 inning.
94 with it velocity on that last pitch. A little downward movement.
Looks at this one on our Allegheny Health Network Super Bowl. And tonight on the banks of the Allegheny. 4-1 Rockies. They're trying to salvage one game of this series. The Pirates have won 4 in a row, taking the first 2. Tony Watson with a sharp 1-2-3 12 pitch 8th inning. Polanco tonight bounced into a double play that produced the Pirates' lone run. And Mr. McGee has sent down the first 3. Brought on to bail out Ottavino in the 7th with the bases loaded and 1 out. And he got Frazier and Harrison.
Hey, definitely put an end to that. And he's got real good stuff. And right now, we're not really getting our swings off against him.
Jaso singled off the lefty Russin back in the 6th.
Be a test for him right now.
And McGee, one of the tougher lefties around.
Another opportunity to show off that kind of the simple swing he's got. See if he hits this ball to left center. Not bad, but you know what? That was a ball that was pullable. Off-speed pitch down at the knees.
And McGee has gotten 4 outs on 11 pitches.
There it is again. I mean, this is the pitch that if you're looking fastball the other way that you're going to pull.
He, along with Greg Holland, who we will likely see in the ninth, have been the Rockies stalwarts out of the bullpen. Holland, the Rockies closer, leads baseball in saves. It's 23 for 23. Jan Marinez getting hot. Bell tonight hitless in 3 trips. How many pitches you got, Jake? The catcher ever put down fastball 3 times? Fastball, no. Fastball, no.
Well, if he puts it down 3 times, the 3rd time I'm winding up and he can just guess. And then that puts an end to that. They quit doing that once you just start winding up.
You were a pistol to catch, I bet.
No, I mean, it was just simple rules. If I shake no, that means I want something else.
Well, we're working 2-out walk.
You keep putting down the same thing, well, then we just go with no signs.
So McGee passes Bell, and a little glimmer here for the Pirates. Go from Bell, who hits 182 against lefties, to McCutchen, who hits 364, literally double against him. One of baseball's best in terms of hitting lefties, batting average, power. He's back to that after an aberration last year. He homered twice last night. You know, it's back to that kind of spot where when he's up, you have a feeling something, something good, something big is going to happen.
Absolutely. I mean, it doesn't happen every time.
And no hitter.
But you start having that good feeling again that, okay, you're gonna hit a ball into the gap, maybe get one over the fence. Something good's going to happen.
He's 1 for 3 tonight. Got a base hit back in the 5th. Got to capture that big moment. Now ahead in the count.
I think you and I were talking last night about how you can see some of that showmanship starting to come back with him. He's playing with an attitude out there. To me, that's just a lot of self-confidence just starting to bubble over. And we've seen that before. The same thing when he's hit 400 for a month.
Just got underneath it.
Didn't miss that by much. That was almost a ball that he drove out to right.
So the walk left on, and we're through 8 innings tonight with the Rockies still on top. out of this series after the Pirates take the first two, 4-1 here. And look at some of our Point Park tweets tonight. It is Robert Morris night here, so the colors RMU, the giveaway hats tonight. Students, alumni that purchase those special tickets get those cool hats. Thanks for joining us here tonight as the Pirates hope to turn it around in the final inning. Oh, those are the look at some of those hats. All the area schools get those special nights here. So let's go. Yeah. Best of both worlds. The umpires talking to every pitcher before they go out there.
Take a look at Jan Maria's numbers. This also includes his work before he got here, obviously, with the Pirates. 24 games overall. Opponent batting average a little too high. Needs to work on that a little bit. They're bringing that down.
Raimel Tapia. 3 hits in 3 trips tonight. 2 singles and a double. Ground rule double. Had himself a triple. Ball clanged around out and left. He's a good looking prospect. He's in there for Carlos Gonzalez tonight. Bud Black says Cargo, pending free agent, the big star, who has struggled mightily this season. He's going to get today and tomorrow off. Worked for Andrew McCutchen. And Tapia runs just so well. Once more off, couldn't get out of his glove. There's no chance. 4 for 4 night for Tapia. And that's a career most.
Like a Billy Hamilton base hit.
Yeah, if you don't scald the ball, you got almost no chance.
You got to do everything just right. Just a little thing like having to reset the grip on the baseball turned it into a no throw. Pretty good speed.
And batting from that left side. We got a little head start. Trevor Story and an RBI single back in the 5th inning. That was that 2-run Rockies 5th. That's probably the inning that the Pirates would like to have back. You know, a leadoff walk and error helping to contribute. It wasn't like they scalded the ball that inning. And then the other way around, the Pirates in either that 6th inning where they had 1st and 3rd and nobody out, or in the 7th when they had the bases loaded and 1 out. Between the 2 innings there, they got 1 run. So that's probably where the game's balance swung in those moments. Blanco hit into a double play that plated the only run, but of course you're
not looking for that.
Yeah, hoping for more in the inning. Off of Harrison's glove and his hand, and that's enough time for Story to reach. That'll be ruled a base hit.
Only chance was to maybe pluck it out of the air barehanded, and couldn't quite find the handle on it. The ball was hit so hard. He's still got an opportunity now if he can catch it with the bare hand, plant and throw. That was the plan.
And Story's not blazing fast. Now Walters offering to bunt. They're already down 3 in the 9th. You got so far baseball's best closer this season. Got to keep it here. Talking about the bunt defense. There's Greg Holland, 23 for 23.
Yeah, they didn't have much of a. I think the bunt surprised them there. Nobody was doing much of anything. Bell was playing back. Bell's moved in on the grass now. were caught off guard there, I think, when Walters squared around. Now Bell's coming in, and now they got the normal bunt defense on it. First baseman charges. Third baseman's going to stay back and read the bunt.
And just in case they score a run, maybe Chad Qualls would come in instead. He's on the left. Bunch of foul ball.
Save situation right now, but he could take it out of that.
And what's funny is, you know, if Qualls runs into some trouble, then he might make a safe situation. Then Holland would come in anyway.
Well, some managers manage for the save situation.
How many teams are there?
30.
About 30 managers do that.
29 now.
Yeah, that has been a trend for a long time. That is fair. And it is a successful sacrifice bunt. 1-4 goes the out on Walters. And so the speedy Tapia at third, Story moving to second, and Pat Valaika will pinch hit here for Jake McGee.
His brother we just drafted.
Nick out of UCLA. Pirates selecting him today in the third day of the annual first-year player draft, the 24th round choice. So perhaps maybe a third Valaika to the major leagues at some point with the Buccos. Valaika here with 2 men on in scoring position. 5 for 18 as a pinch hitter. Infield in with 1 out. Morenia's ahead on him, 2 strikes. There are the runners. Story of the trailing runner. Out toward left. Jaso. Oh, he made the catch. And here comes Tapia to score. And the Rockies will get a run. I think Jaso was debating whether to try to make that catch or not. And at the last moment, he stuck his glove out.
Well, you know, it wasn't that deep. I mean, it's right there at the edge. The problem is when you have to reach in the stands and backhand the ball, are you in the best position then to make the throw? You know, let's say that's just a routine fly ball, that same depth. Then he's got a great shot then, because he's going to get behind it. He's going to get some momentum going forward as he catches that. And he still did a heck of a job getting a throw in to make it halfway close to a very fast runner.
Well, that's always the quandary, right, on those foul flies. Do you take it out?
I think so.
And risk a run, or do you not and then risk maybe having a huge inning, right? So
yeah, I think you got to make that play.
Foul ball. Yeah, because now you have 2 outs and a runner second. You can get the batter.
I mean, if that was going to be a walk-off sac fly, then
no chance.
You know, then you kind of like think about things like that. But in this scenario here, I think you got to take the outs when they give them to you.
So the ex-catcher playing out in that big left field. He's done a decent job out there in the outfield.
That was a nice play.
Yeah.
I mean, to make that catch, to reach over into the stands.
He does a lot of work out there, but he also said, you know, once he started having confidence, he thinks that's a big reason why at first base last year and now in the outfield this year that he's been a fairly quick learner. Well, the umpires are talking here. And I think they want to see where that ball was up the line. Now, the first base umpire, Ben May, a call-up umpire who joined this crew during the series, he was not quite set right there because of being trying to get out of the way of that.
So he called it foul. So what if they come back and say it was fair?
Well, normally a ball that's tough. The general rule of thumb is if the ball is in front of the umpires, fair or foul, they cannot review it because where do you place the runners? But they've loosened that now to allow the umpires on balls like that to be able to send that back to New York and review that, and then they would have to use their judgment to place the runner or runners, which is something that originally with replay was not a thing. And that ball is, it's hard to tell. Now it's got to be definitively a fair ball. Originally with replay that was not a reviewable play. So now there is some of those that can be indeed reviewed, and then the umpires place the runner or runners. So a two-pronged deal. If they establish fair, then they have to guess, okay, where would Blackman be? Where would Story be? Oh boy, that looks fair.
That look fair to you? That looked foul to me.
Well, then
I thought I saw it hit dirt on this side of the line.
Okay, yeah. I thought I saw it
Never
hit
see that again.
White spray paint. But I thought that. I didn't know that. Yeah, and if the umpires in New York are having the same kind of conversation we are, the call is going to stand. I mean, they've got to see something that they go for sure. Yep, no, that's a foul ball.
It's dirt on this side.
Yeah, you're right. Call stands. It's inconclusive. Hey, that's worth a challenge. You know, I mean, I know they're up 4 runs, but hey,
yeah, I didn't
you're going to add a run.
When I saw him come in, I didn't even realize that it was that close.
It's the 9th inning. You can add a run.
That was close enough.
That's a worthy challenge by the Rockies, but they lose it. And they're out of challenges now. Story still there. And now 1 and 2. On Blackman, 0 for 4. One for 12 in the series. Rounded into his only double play of the season. And you pointed it out, Bob, not having the greatest of swings in this series. Probably catching them at a good time. One of baseball's best.
Been chasing some pitches.
Yeah.
What he's been doing. And then making some contact with some balls outside of the strike zone. Some not really making the best contact when you do that.
Well, now full. Pirates down 4. Have the bottom of the order due up in the bottom of the 9th. Rockies have added a late insurance run. And a sacrifice foul fly by the pinch hitter Vallejo. And Frazier will get the final out. So Martinez permits one to cross, strands another. And the Pirates need 4 in the 9th. as we go to the ninth. The Rockies trying to get one in this series. And after the off day tomorrow, the Bucks welcoming in the Cubs. And the Pirates swept the Cubs last time they came to Pittsburgh back in mid-April. Trevor Williams gets the start against a former Rocky, Eddie Butler. And join us at 6:30 for Pirates pregame, presented by WB Mason, as we get you set for the Pirates and the Cubs. There's Mr. Williams.
No save situation. Look who's pitching.
28. Greg Holland.
Boy, 128 batting average. No wonder he's racking up the saves. Yeah, there's 28 managers.
Oh, he has not pitched in the series. The Rockies have lost 3 straight. All right, go with your best. And we went with McGee and Holland as the 2 best relievers right now. Did Bud Black.
Day off tomorrow.
Sensing a chance to salvage 1 game of the series. Well, they'll go back home and host the Giants tomorrow. Off day after that 4-game series, though. And 1 out. Now Holland, though, has been one of kind of the great gambles of the offseason. You know, the Rockies coming into this series the best record in the National League. Holland's been a huge reason why. 23 for 23 in saves, coming off of Tommy John surgery, and he had a tryout for teams, and he was throwing in the mid-80s. Didn't look like that guy that was 2-time All-Star with the Royals. The Rockies thought, well, maybe he's still rebuilding arm strength. Had some faith in that. By the time, midway through spring training when he started pitching, starting to look closer to that. By the time the regular season started, he's pretty much back to that all-star closer that he was. They took a little bit of a risk, and they've gotten the reward. More off tonight. Hit with a pitch, has singled. And Holland has induced a couple of weak fly balls. Quickly 2 gone. And Elias Diaz will be the last hope for the Buccos, who had hopes for a sweep. Pirates have won 4 in a row. That could come to an end here tonight. Still dealing the Rockies, though, their first road series loss at all this season. Rockies coming in with the best road record in baseball. Diaz has been a fine player since this latest call up. 0 for 3, though, as a pinch hitter. .333 overall. Eight base runners, down 4 in the 9th. Now the Pirates down to their last strike.
Holland kind of like he's throwing darts. Not
kind of shows the ball.
Yeah, not really got anything on the ball velocity wise that would impress you, but the glove doesn't seem like it moves much that he's throwing to. They just putting it where they ask.
And then most of it.
Amazing how that works.
Now 2-2. Yeah, Holland, prior to that final year that he was hurting, then underwent Tommy John surgery. He was averaging about 96 on that fastball. So
not got that back yet. At least not tonight.
Yeah,
what about 91?
Been normally about 93 or so. As long as it's not batting practice speed, right? I mean,
well, it can even be batting practice speed. For me, it's all about results. I don't care about any of that other stuff. You can't beat his results no matter what the radar gun or any of that stuff says. 23 saves in a row is 23 saves in a row. I don't care if he's throwing underhand.
That worked for Dan Quisenberry.
Another Royal. So look at the spot that he's hitting with that fastball.
You just watch the catcher's glove, right? And
yeah.
See where the ball goes.
A 3-2 pitch, and he's still just trying to nibble that outside corner. Just place it out there.
Pirates trying to get aboard. Had a couple of chances tonight. Rockies have made the most of theirs after a good offensive show for the Buccos in the series. Holland, a 1-2-3 ninth, and the Rockies will get out of here with one, snapping the Pirates' 4-game winning streak.
Tough night for the offense after really doing such a great job here for a while now, really being on a roll. Just the 6 hits and 1 run, and never really felt like there was any momentum on offense tonight, and as it turned out, there really wasn't. But you got to be, I think, pretty proud anyway, the way they played the Rockies, having them come in here very hot, playing so well on the road, and taking the series from them anyway.
Well, the Pirates will take a day off. Cubs are coming to town. And here to talk about this one tonight, let's go out to Robin Teak.
Joe and Bob, thanks very much. And when you look at this game, Teak, Joe mentioned that the Rockies really took advantage of their opportunities. The Rockies had 5 1-2-3 innings in which they went down. The Pirates only had 4.